The bustling streets of Ikeja fade into the background as we enter a beautiful mansion in Lekki Phase 1. But behind the gates and German cars, a different story unfolds. My name is Chioma, and if you saw my life on Instagram, you will think I was living every Nigerian woman's dream. My husband, Emeka, was everything a Lagos big girl could want. Senior manager at an oil company, Range Rover Sports, a 5-bedroom house in Lekki. Every Sunday we sat in the front row at Winners Chapel and people whispered, "That's brother Emeka and his beautiful wife." But I didn't know the man I lived with behind closed doors. The first time I noticed something was wrong was 3 months after our wedding. We had just returned from our honeymoon in Dubai, paid for by his company. Of course, everything on social media looked perfect. My friends were commenting, "Couple goals," and God, when? That evening, I made jollof rice for dinner. I had used the recipe his mother taught me, followed every instruction. When Emeka came to the dining table, he looked at the food, then at me. "You call this jollof rice?" His voice was cold, detached. "Baby, I used your mother's recipe." He picked up the plate and smashed it against the wall. Red rice and chicken slid down the white paint like blood. "My mother's recipe? My mother can actually cook. You are useless. I don't know why I married you." I stood there, frozen, as he walked away. Then, 30 minutes later, he came back, smiling as if nothing had happened. "Sweetie, let's go out for dinner. My treat. Wear that red dress I like." That became the pattern. Rage, then charm, cruelty, then gifts. 1 week, he would tell me I was the most beautiful woman in Lagos. The next week, he would say I looked like a housemaid and that he regretted not marrying Ngozi, his ex-girlfriend. He controlled everything. My phone. He had to know every call, every text. My friends, he said they were bad influence, and slowly isolated me from them. My family, he would pick fights before every family gathering until I stopped going. "My mother doesn't respect me," he would say, until she apologizes for disrespecting me at the wedding. "You're not visiting that house." My mother never disrespected him, but when you're told something enough times, you start to doubt your own memory. The financial control was suffocating. Yes, we lived in a mansion, but I had to beg for money to buy sanitary pads. He gave me a monthly allowance of 30,000 naira for a household of 2 people, plus a driver and a maid. When I asked for more, he would explode. "I'm not giving you money to go and give your family. They are bleeding me dry. You people from the east, all you know is to collect money." Meanwhile, he spent 300,000 naira on a weekend in Calabar with his friends. The manipulation was genius. He would create situations where I looked crazy. Once, during a church program, I politely disagreed with something he said in front of the pastor. The next day, he told everyone I had embarrassed him publicly and humiliated him in the house of God. People started looking at me differently. Poor brother Emeka with such a disrespectful wife. Then the game started. Emeka discovered he enjoyed my pain, not just emotional pain, but my actual suffering. He would hide my car keys and watch me panic when I had a job interview. Then, when I was in tears, he would find them and act like the hero. "Baby, why are you so careless? Thank God I found them for you." He would invite his family over without telling me, then watch me scramble to prepare food for 15 people with no notice. When I served the food, he He would criticize everything in front of them. This soup is too watery. My wife still can't cook after 3 years of marriage. My mother spoils her too much. His mother would just smile and say nothing. The worst was when I got promoted at work. I was so excited. I had been working as an accountant at a small firm, and they made me finance manager. I came home with the news, and Emeka's face went dark. So you think you're big now? You think because they gave you a small promotion, you're now my equal? For the next 2 months, he sabotaged everything. He would keep me awake all night with arguments about nothing, so I would be exhausted at work. He would call me repeatedly during important meetings. He told my boss we were trying for a baby and I might need to take time off soon. A complete lie that almost cost me my job. When I confronted him, he laughed. Actually, laughed. I just wanted to see if you could handle pressure. Turns out you can't. That's when I knew my husband wasn't just difficult. He wasn't just controlling. He enjoyed my pain. He was a sadist. The breaking point came on a Thursday evening in August. I had prepared his favorite meal, pounded yam and egusi soup with stockfish, just the way he liked it. I was tired from work, but I wanted to make him happy. Maybe if I did everything right, he would be kind today. He came home, ate the food in silence, then called me to the dining room. This soup is cold. But baby, are you talking back at me? I said the soup is cold. Before I could respond, he poured the hot soup over my head. The pain was immediate. Egusi soup in my eyes, in my ears, burning my scalp. I screamed. The maid came running and helped me to the bathroom. Through my tears, I heard Emeka in the living room on the phone with his friend laughing. Guy, you need to train these Lagos women though. They think they can disrespect you in your own house. That night, after he had gone to bed like nothing happened, I sat in the bedroom and finally admitted the truth I had been running from for 4 years. My husband was a narcissist. Everything was always about him, and he had no empathy for anyone else. He was a manipulator, twisting reality until I doubted my own sanity. And he was a sadist. He genuinely enjoyed watching me suffer. I opened my phone and started searching narcissistic abuse, emotional manipulation, sadistic personality. Every article, every description was my marriage. I didn't leave that night. I couldn't, but I started planning. I opened a secret bank account and started saving small amounts from my salary. I reconnected with my best friend, Ada, who I hadn't spoken to in 2 years. When I told her everything, she cried with me on the phone. Chioma, we've been so worried. We tried to reach you, but Emeka always said you were busy. I contacted a lawyer through Ada. I documented everything, took photos of injuries, saved threatening text messages, kept a journal of incidents. 3 months later, while Emeka was traveling to Abuja for a conference, I left. I packed one suitcase, took my important documents, and moved to my brother's house in Ibadan. I filed for divorce the next day. Emeka called 73 times that first day. The messages went from "baby, where are you?" to "you are ungrateful witch. After everything I've done for you within hours." He told everyone at church I had mental problems. He told his family I was cheating. He told my own family I had stolen money from him, but I was free. To every woman watching, today, 2 years later, I'm rebuilding my life. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago. I am in a therapy, healing from the trauma. I have my own apartment in Ibadan, and I'm working as a consultant. If you're watching this and seeing yourself in my story, please know it's not your fault. You're not crazy and you deserve better. Narcissists don't change. Manipulators don't wake up one day and become honest. Sadists don't suddenly develop empathy. The only thing you can change is your decision to stay or leave. I chose to leave and it saved my life. Thank you for watching. And do well to make the right decision if you are in her shoes. Bye.